let's see, I'm going to do a yellow-orange and a red-orange. Still using that water, the reddish, and the water that I've been using for the reds and the orange. So that will be okay. Eventually, like I'm sure I mentioned, eventually I want to clean those out because they'll start influencing things a little too much. It's going to take more yellow than Naphthol red. So this is a mix of the Azo yellow and the Naphthol red, but much more Azo yellow and very little red. Now I think I might do something here that might be a little crazy, but trust me, it'll be okay. That was our yellow-orange. And I'm wanting to paint the red-orange. And technically, it's going to be touching a shape that's still wet that I've already painted. So there will be some unpredictable mixing that will be going on. But I'm going to try to keep it light and watery to the point that even if there is some mixing around, that will actually be a cool thing. Not cool temperature-wise, a visually pleasing thing. I try to approach this more from being able to have a good sense of where the watercolor paint wants to go and why and when and how much, and then exploring and letting things mix with wild abandon. There's certainly other approaches, but I did this yellow-orange shape here, and then I did this red-orange shape here, so technically there is some overlap in here, and some of this red-orange and yellow-orange is mixing, but these mixes are so light that it's really not going to have any sort of certainly no negative impact, and like I said, it might be kind of nice. Let me see if my water can, this water can hang in there for a little bit longer. So yeah, I'm going to do a similar thing. I'm going to mix, for my yellow-green shape, going to mix quite a bit of the yellow. There's still a little bit of the peacock blue in there. And I am going to be going over that that part of the petal that is a little bit wet still from the yellow orange. there, down a line. So that's sort of a good example of if you really wanted to control that edge. Yeah, that's, in hindsight, let it dry. I'm going to deal with this like this. So because it was still, everything was still wet, wherever there's water, the paint will want to go. Sometimes I use the Mary Had a Little Lamb. Everywhere the water went, the paint was sure to follow. So that was getting some green over into my reds and oranges, which I really did not want. That was a little bit more watery than I wanted because, and I'll explain why a little bit later. So don't do the way I just did it. Let your yellow dry in between, or don't let it dry and make a green mess over here. But because the greens are opposite of the reds and the oranges. Anyways, it was going to start graying things out, and I do want to be more in control of when my colors get grayer, sometimes known as muddy. But I'm kind of looking here to see if anything is not touching each other that's going to be wet. I think I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to get some clean water as well. So, moving along.